Hi guys, I'm Dr. Melissa Lee. So my friends have been asking me to talk about the coronavirus because I'm a microbiologist. I have a PhD in molecular microbiology. I did my PhD a few years ago at the Medical University of Vienna in Austria. Austria is a small country beside Germany in Europe. It's also where Hitler is from. However, the Medical University of Vienna is high in ranks when it comes to scientific research. I'm also a final year medical student. Microbiology is the study of microorganisms. Micro means small. Microbiology also comprises disciplines. So there is bacteriology, virology, viruses, parasitology, parasite, mycology, you study fungus, and there's also immunology where you study the immune system. To be honest, I'm not so much interested in talking about coronavirus because I like to approach things from an evidence-based standpoint. Coronavirus is not highly researched. It's a new virus, so most of what you're hearing from public health officials and doctors are literally projections of what they think might happen based on patterns of infection from for example, SARS and MERS, so other coronavirus types. What I will try to do is give you a bit of insight as to what we're doing in the lab in terms of testing and the procedure itself, just a different perspective to the whole coronavirus experience. I'll also try to bring interesting topics which I think we should be talking about during the whole pandemic, because corona can be a distraction. Let's be honest, there are a lot of things going on in the world right now. We are literally experiencing a paradigm shift where the reality that have been created for over a century is becoming fragmented. With that said, today I'll talk about a little bit about the discrimination, racism, and xenophobia that Africans are experiencing in China. My perspective to this is it is just as important as the coronavirus, because the reality is that I'm a black person, and I think if an African in China is experiencing racism and discrimination based on their skin color, the same thing would happen to me. So as black people, I think we all should pay attention to it and understand, what's going on. Pay attention to other things in the world to become enlightened, to awaken ourselves to the reality that, we need to stop assigning ourselves to the status of the inferior race. We know that China and Africa have a unique relationship where Chinese invest in the infrastructure, telecommunication, port construction, and transportation in Africa. However, China is also benefiting heavily from Africa. Remember that China has 1.4 billion people or more, and within 20 to 30 years, more than 600 million Chinese became middle class. You have a lot of millionaires in China and a lot of billionaires in China. As a result, China need to outsource a lot of their infrastructure to Africa, naturally, because the more developed your middle class is, the higher the minimum. They'll have to outsource a lot of these manufacturing companies to Africa, which is what we see, which is what they're doing. China also will need new markets for export as well as natural resources to sustain their economy. Not to mention the fact that Africa contains 90% of natural resources that China needs. For example, 90% of platinum, cobalt. Platinum is used to make medical equipment. Platinum is also used to make chemotherapeutic drugs. For example, cisplatin is a platinum-based drug that is a widely used chemotherapeutic drug. There are a lot of also natural elements, I can't even begin to list all of them right now, that Africa has that China will benefit from. So the reality is that we can't pretend as if because China and Africa, has this agreement, or China and the Caribbean has this agreement, we should shy away from speaking out or condemning the racism, discrimination, xenophobia that Africans are facing in China. We've seen multiple videos where Africans have been kicked out of their dorm rooms in Africa. They've been kicked out of hotels. I've seen a video where this man, he was trying to enter the McDonald's and there was a sign that says no blacks allowed. There was also another scenario in which a man was trying to enter a mall and he was literally rejected. The Chinese government might not be directly responsible for, the racism and discrimination, but the people of the countries are the perpetrators. So at the end of the day, what do you think, guys? Just let me know what you think. The good thing is that Africa has responded. I've seen where Nigeria, Guinea, and South Africans have responded aggressively, where the Nigerian parliament actually condemned this action outright. They've also suggested that the ministries of foreign affairs bring home their Nigerians. There are more than 10,000 Nigerians living in China, and these Nigerians contribute positively to the economy. They're investors, they're traders, they're students. Guys, feel free to leave a comment, like, follow the page, engage in the discussion. I think as young people we need to become aware. You can never learn, you can never grow if you don't know.